Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today it's me, Playz, and today we're watching scary horror clips, or I guess it's spooky, scary Playz Day. I'm still working on a name. I'm not gonna take Spooky Scary Sunday. It's not Sunday, and it's already Corey Kenshin's thing. Subscribe to Corey Kenshin because thanks to him, I got these amazing clips. So yeah, let's do it. And sorry for me not making videos since they're now homeschooling because of the coronavirus, and I haven't got any time to make videos. So yeah, enjoy the video and let's begin. This is called Looks Like You Missed Your Spanish Lesson today. Let's see. Hello.
Looks like you missed your Spanish lesson today. You know what happens now?
No, I don't. Holy whoa, what the
Now beg
heck?
for your life in Spanish.
I don't know,
What's that? You are crying. Come on, don't cry. Just one more lesson until you can see your family again.
No, what?
Maybe this will motivate you.
What the heck is this?
They broke their streets, so I broke their legs. Now count to 10 in Spanish and your family is released. You know what happens if you don't.
I don't know. Uno, baño, unas, tres, unas, I don't know. Next. Guys, this is clip number 2. Now, that Duolingo thing was messed up and I have no idea what I just saw. But this is clip 2. I heard a strange voice in my room. Who is this made by? Fancy Entertainment. Go subscribe to them. Let's see what it is. I am gonna be scared tonight, but I don't really care. I heard a strange voice in my room.
This happened a while back when I was 11. We used to live in a 2-story house with the second floor being a wooden floor.
Alright.
There's a slight crack on the floor, so if anyone steps on it, it creaks. And one night, I woke up at around 1 a.m. The moment I opened my eyes, I heard heavy footsteps behind me as my body was facing the wall. My bed was next to the wall, and my computer was by my head. My door was always open since I never close it when I go to bed. At first, I was confused about why there were heavy footsteps with chains dragging on the floor. The heavy step sounded as if it stepped on the floor's crack. I heard the floor creak. The footsteps seemed to fade away to the end of the hallway to my uncle's room. It creeped me out and I couldn't move my body. I just stared at the wall in fear, then closed my eyes. Soon after, that noise came back to my room slowly.
Get out of bed. Take a shotgun and just pump 2 bullets in that bit. Alright. Keep it calm, Kiana. Just take a shotgun, pop 2 bullets, and it's alright. He's gone, probably. I don't know.
I heard the creak again, and all of a sudden, the chains whipped the floor door.
Ooh.
That sound was so loud, so I opened my eyes for a few seconds in fright, but closed it again. I said to myself that it was all a dream, and it was nothing. It became...
Take a shotgun, get out of bed, take a shotgun, and pop 2 bullets, and it'll be alright. That crap will go away.
Silent until I heard a loud smash on the keyboard that's right by my head. I screamed, but kept closing my eyes forcefully. Suddenly, one of the deep voices started murmuring loudly just above my head. Its sound was so low beyond recognition, so I couldn't understand what the thing was.
This is why, kids, if you have a shotgun, every night, put it right next to your bed, and if some spooky, scary monster comes under your bed, whatever you call it these days, the boogeyman, whatever you call it, take a shotgun, reload it, keep it tight next to your hand, and when the boogeyman comes, pop 2 bullets in that little crap. That's all my advice. Don't
Then
actually
I
do
started
that.
to pray to God. I was not honest and trustworthy back then, but praying was the only way to erase my fear. So I kept praying, and surprisingly, the voice faded away. The next day, I told my family about what happened, and they were surprised. I was given a rosary by a relative as protection, and she told me not to take it off. So ever since then, I've been wearing it. However, just a month after that, around 3 a.m., I was sleeping and suddenly, my rosary fell and shattered into pieces on the floor. I jumped out of my bed immediately when it happened. I was so confused, but I didn't want to check on what could have caused it. So I decided to go back to sleep and just collect the scattered pieces of the rosary when I woke up. The next morning, I told my family about it again, and they got really scared because it was really unusual. But they couldn't do anything about it, so they just tried to cheer me up. Nothing has really happened since then, but I always wonder what would have happened if I opened my eyes to look right above my head to see who or what that deep voice was.
Okay, one thing there. I think this is fake. First of all, Bloody Mary? What? Guys, let's be honest here. If she screamed at the top of her lungs, where was her dad with a freaking shotgun? Like, where? They were in one house. The dude, whatever it was, like some sort of demon, pulling a chain, smacking it. If she heard it, wouldn't her family hear it? Like, she screamed on the top of her lungs, and you're telling me nobody heard her scream? In the middle of the night? Like, come on. Come on. On to the next clip. I don't even know what I'm watching. I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. I'm gonna have scary nightmares now. Well, hey guys. This is the 3rd clip. It's called The Roommate. Bloody pump your shotguns. Everybody keep your shotgun close.
Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task.
Right next to your bed.
Even though you interview and take the time to get to know that person, you don't truly find out who they are until you start living with them. I had begun searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted a couple of hours after placing an ad on the Facebook Marketplace. The message read,
Hey Chris, I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August and I'm looking to room with someone new,
Alright.
as my roommates are moving to California this year. I'm 27 and am currently going to school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class. Hope that's not weird. It's always been a fun hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. Have a great day, Lunaire.
My first and most obvious reaction after reading the message was to check her profile. She was of medium height, had long, messy blonde hair and green eyes.
Alright.
In her profile
That's a
picture, I
classic.
saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder. They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace signs. Under the photo, the caption read, "Love my roommates." I smiled to myself and decided to send her a message back. The sun beat down on us as we hoisted very photo. The caption read, "Love my roommates."
Whoa, hold
I
up.
smiled to myself and decided to send her a message.
Change this to that. Please. Take that off real quick. What is this woman over here doing? Why is she looking at him She is looking at him. Why is she doing that? You see that woman over there? I marked her for you. Why is she looking at him? Look, she's literally... Oh my god. Maybe she's the horror story right here.
Back.
Continue on.
The sun beat down on us as we hoisted various objects to the second floor of our new apartment. It took us a couple days to get everything out of the moving trucks and into our new place, but as soon as we did, a wave of relief washed over our sweat-drenched and sore bodies.
Alright.
After a couple more hours of rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the porch. We reminisced about old 90s cartoons and what video games we obsessed over as kids, and as the sun started to set, I truly felt relaxed and confident that things were going to work out. A week later, I started a new job for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine. As I was getting ready, I heard the front door swing open. I walked into the living room to see Lunaire and her friend David sliding in a large box. "What you got there?" I asked. Through a strained grunt, she replied,
I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my taxidermy work. I hope that's alright.
I was obviously hesitant at first, as there was no mention of this happening in the first place, but I eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work. I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the freezer was nestled snugly in the lower part of the pantry. A low hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls. I was curious to see what was inside, but didn't want to intrude on Lunaire's business, so I went into my room and changed into more comfortable clothing. After changing, I came back out into the kitchen and started making a sandwich. I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed. As I turned around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the island countertop and let out a long...
Come on! Why? Why? Ow! If anyone got that, I know what it feels like. Oh my god. Sometimes when I'm at my desk and I just like play video games and I get like super noxious and I start hitting my foot, I sometimes hit the corner of my desk. That is very painful.
Exasperated grunt. Through my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut and checked my toe to see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure. Lunaire was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
Is everything okay?
She said in a deadpan tone.
I mean, like, you slam your tool, making a big thud, and then you slam the you slam the fridge. How should we...
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich. I hope I didn't wake you.
Yeah.
It's fine,
she said, in the same deflated tone as before. She then turned around and walked back into the darkness of her room. I could tell that she was pissed, so I quietly made my sandwich and retreated back to my room as well, only hearing the low hum from the freezer as I closed my door. I had the next day off, so I was able to sleep in a little longer than usual. When I finally emerged from my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast. As I opened the refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside. I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough, the power was out. Damn it, I muttered under my breath. I walked over to Lunaire's room and knocked on her door to tell her about the power outage if she didn't already know, but there was no answer. I then remembered that she had classes that day and probably wasn't home. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry. As I did, I slipped on the floor but was able to catch myself on the countertop. What the? I angrily exclaimed as I looked down at the floor trying to figure out what I had slipped on. It was blood. It had started to leak from the corner of the freezer and pool onto the floor. I quickly tried to open the freezer to find out the cause of the viscous liquid, but then I noticed that it had a padlock attached to it. I don't remember seeing that before. I ran out to my car and grabbed my toolbox on the back seat. I approached the freezer and set my tools down on the nearby countertop. I then pulled out a small pair of bolt cutters and snapped through the metal of the padlock. It fell to the ground with a large thud. I creaked open the top of the freezer and was greeted with a putrid stench that permeated my nostrils. I quickly pinched my nose and walked away gagging in response. I guess I should have realized that was going to happen, I muttered to myself in between gags. After gaining my composure, I grabbed some gloves from under the sink and started taking inventory. I could see a couple of dead birds and plastic bags wedged into the corners of the freezer. I took each bag out and set them in the trash can nearby. That's when I noticed that the blood was coming from the corner of the larger black bag. I don't know why, but I decided to open the top of the bag and peer inside. I was greeted by large, milky white eyes, a swollen black tongue surrounded by cracked and bloated lips, and the matted hair of a human head.
No.
I swiftly dropped the bag and...
Who needs a freezer? It's your roommate. Now, you should have expected that from the first night. Well, you said she had a black thing going on in her room, and she had a very deadly look in her eyes. Yeah, you should have probably expected that from the very
beginning. Fell backwards onto the floor. My breathing had ceased to exist, and I grabbed the trash can next to me and expelled my...
I understand, like, a freezer is used to store ice cream or anything, but who needs a big of a freezer like that to fit a human body in it? That can fit a human body in it. Like, come on.
Disgust into it.
Alright, continue on.
I then ran out the door, got into my car, and called the police. As I sat in the interrogation room with a blanket over my shoulders, I couldn't help but think about the face I'd seen. It looked so familiar. That's when it finally hit me. I pulled out my phone and looked at Lunaire's profile picture. It was her old roommate, the one she said was moving to California. When the detective entered the room, she started the questioning process, asking me if I started noticing any weird behavioral occurrences around the apartment. Yeah, I stubbed my toe the other day and she creepily stood in the doorway. It seemed like she was pissed, but for some reason I had a strange feeling like she was concerned about something. That's when I connected the dots. She didn't come out to the kitchen because she heard me stub my toe. She came out into the kitchen because she thought I slammed the freezer instead of the fridge. A cold sweat started to form on my forehead as my surroundings became blurred. I could hear a low whine slowly starting to cover up the words of concern from the detective. As my vision started to clear, I could see another officer enter the room and whisper something into her ear as he handed her a piece of paper. "Do you have somewhere you could stay at?" she asked. I mean, I was planning on staying with my parents. They live about 30 minutes outside of town. Okay, she paused. Listen, I don't want to worry you, but we found this picture inside of your apartment. She slid the piece of paper across the table, and I immediately felt like someone kicked me in the chest. The head of Lunaire's other roommate sat on the chair. In the background, scrawled on the wall in blood, read, "Love my roommates. All of them."
Empik od zawsze otwarty
Oh my
na
god.
pasję, na to co wciąga, pokolenia łączy, rozbudza fantazję. Z okazji Światowego Dnia Książki super oferta 3 za 2. Kup 3 książki, a zapłać tylko za 2. A dodatkowo aktywuj Empik Premium na 60 dni za darmo i nie płać za dostawę.
No one likes these adverts. Shout out to these people who made this. Oh my goodness, I am not gonna have a happy night tonight, am I? I'm keeping a shotgun tonight. Alright, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below if you want a part 2 of this. Let's get about at least 3 to 2 likes. Let's get 2 free likes and I'll do a part 2 of this. And if we get 10 likes, I'll do a part 2 and a part 3 and also find a name. I'll try to find a name that will it's not gonna be Spooky Scary Sunday, but it's gonna be Spooky Scary something. All right, I'm gonna try to find something to replace the name. All right, guys, hope you enjoy your day. Do not have nightmares. I am sorry if I made you have nightmares. Also, if you go on to the I'll leave it in the description. I'll leave a Discord thing. So if you have any suggestions for episode 2, just leave them down. You can comment now on Twitter, since I have Playz on Twitter, and I also have Discord. So just leave some suggestions of horror clips. And also, the logo, like the profile on Twitter, it's the same as the channel, Keanu Playz, and the same logo, the same name, the same logo on Twitter. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeet!
Built an empire.